Good morning. January 12th. We are rolling. This is no longer holidays. We're kind of like back in the rhythm, right? And let me just say out of the gate, my name is Casey Joyner. Been doing this for over 2 years. I'm with Scenic Sotheby's, and we bring you the market update every Monday. Keep you posted on what's going on. And I want to say thank you out of the gate because over the last 10 days, I've been engaged with 4 of you that have been in town, taking a look at some things, finally meeting, showing some property, doing the whole dance. And I appreciate you. This is what this is for, and it's so awesome to see it translating. And there's many more of you out there that I'm helping with her on the selling side. And let me talk about the selling side. I got a bone to pick. After showing a lot of property over the last 10 days, man, I'm gonna tell you what I'm seeing out there, and we need to get some stuff right. And then at the end, stick around because there's a big transaction about to take place in Destin. It's going to be monumental, and there's a lot of uproar about it. I may even do a separate video at some point, but there's an $84 million purchase that's about to take place that's going to impact a lot of people. So let's get to the numbers so I can get to all that fun stuff. Man, I hope you all are awesome and everybody is just rocking into the new year. It's back cold here. 42 is what, 42 feels like 35 or something like that out there. I got a sweater. This weekend I got on the golf course Saturday. It was like 75. It was amazing. New listings 46. New listings 46. I'm actually grateful for that number. It's a little bit up, but you know, it's kind of that first of the year thing where I get a little bit nervous, like how many people are going to be rushing to the market, right? So I'm okay with it, but let's see what the pendings did. Pending 20. So when I feel that we're like, there's a lot of people looking, but everybody's just kind of settling back in. Does that make sense? Like you're just coming off the holidays. And I can tell you, like me personally, I've been busy. We always judge life based on Casey's phone. We've been super active. I've probably shown more properties in the last 10 days than I have in any previous 10 days I remember. That's how active it is. Now, with the pendings at 20, I don't think that's translating necessarily. We want to get back up in the mid-20s consistently. We're going to be patient on that because everybody's just kind of like getting the kids back in school. I can almost hear some of you saying, Casey, let me catch my breath for a second, okay? Like I get it. That's what's going to be going on. Closed properties 15, again, down. There was a mad rush to get everything closed before the new year. Now we're going to be trickling in. I promise you that end of January number is going to be strong. Okay. I promise you. Price changes. Here's the one. Price changes 70. Now raise your hand. How long has it been since we've been up around 70 on the price changes? Okay. So here's the dynamic with that. You went through the holiday season. You went through the year-end rush, if you will. Okay. Maybe you made a couple of price movements. You still didn't get it done. You either want to get it done by the spring or you don't. Right. And so you're like, all right, like let's get right here. We should have enough feedback. There's enough movement in the market to understand feedback. Or if you're not getting calls, that's your feedback, right? So they're making the moves. I don't expect this to hold. Here's what I'm saying. I think that we're coming out of the gates a little bit stronger on the price changes immediately because they just made it through and didn't get what they wanted. I think everybody's going to settle in from this point now through February, and that's going to be a more consistent number. Okay. That's my prediction, but we'll see. And then I expect the pendings to climb. I think we're going to get right back up in the mid-20s and be super consistent with that. And then everybody watching this is going to hope that we stay pretty level on those new listings, but that's where we are. Let me tell this to sellers before I get into while I play with this website, and I'm going to get into the thing that I'm going to show you going on in Destin. It's big news. It's making, sometimes our stuff makes, news in other places. And this news that I'm going to be bringing to you is making news kind of everywhere across Florida just because the state's involved. Okay. Look, real quick before I get into this parcel, I showed a lot of property this week. I've got people watching this that are listing with me right now. Over the last month, I've had at least 5 people that I've connected with, my pine straw guy, my landscaping guy, and I've had 4 decks be refinished and recoded ahead of listing. Why do you do that, Casey? Why did you make those recommendations? Because listen, I'm out in the field this past week, working hard with buyers. In some instances, going to houses that have very similar floor plans with very similar price points. And on some of them, it looks like nobody's painted the place or pressure washed it in 2 years. Chipping everywhere, stuff all over the outside of it. It's got the black stuff on it, the mold, which is normal here. It's not like bad mold. It's just It just lets you know that nobody's keeping an eye on it. You can see gaps around like the decks and stuff where it needs caulking. Guys, this is not super expensive. If all my people that I helped with that would shout through the TV and tell you, Casey's got a guy, I got a paint guy, right? I got a pine straw guy. Like, this is not super expensive stuff to get taken care of. But if you're on the market right now, you're being judged. Like, buyers have options right now. Why single yourself out with not wanting to take care of your deck? And now's the time to do it. Because if you wait till April, everybody's slammed. You got renters coming through. So I'm urging all of you, even if you're not for sale right now and you watch this to keep up with everything, go get all your outside stuff taken care of. Freshen it up, even for your rentals. Like, and repost your pictures with the updated stuff. Like, make it look good. It matters, okay? That's why they'll keep coming back, or they'll judge you unfairly for it. Listen, let's get into this. All right. Let me show you this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here just so you can see it. So listen, this is a large parcel. This is, let me zoom out back here. This is what I'm looking at. This area right here where you see my cursor. Let me make sure again I'm up here. All right, perfect. This is Destin Harbor, okay? This is the bridge going over Crab Island, which is over in this location. Then you've got this large parcel here. This is owned by the city of Destin, okay? Then you've got this other parcel right through here. This has got some boat slips on it, and it's got about, like if I zoom in, let me show you this. It probably has about, you see that? There's probably like 20 parking spaces right there, okay? All right, no big deal. Public is allowed to use this land because it's city of Destin. So what a lot of people do is they'll take their boat around and they'll kind of snuggle up right up here on the beach and have a great time, right? Park your boat out there, run around out on the sand. And then over here, you see these little coves. There's places like Emerald Grand right here that has a spot. They come around here and drop their people off and everybody enjoys the beach. So it's really been a little bit with minimal parking spots. It's been you have to get there by boat, okay? If not, you got to be like the first people to park at one of these spots very early in the morning, okay? Here's what's happening. This parcel right here is being proposed to essentially become around 100 parking spots. There's a purchase in play where the state is looking to purchase it for around $84 million to make this happen. Why would they spend so much? Honestly, that's a huge number. Like, it's a shocking number. I really don't know where they came up with that number, but state's under pressure to provide public beach access. I'm all for it, okay? Here's the challenge with this particular location, in my opinion. This road, let me click out of this. This road that runs down through here, I got a lot of people that live over on this Holiday Isle area. You see this road right here? If you're familiar, like, this is where Target is, over here on the far right where you see my cursor kind of going around. That area right there is where Target is and all that fun stuff. Gulf Shore Drive runs down through here. This is a 2-lane road that's not very wide. So you got all these houses on the canal, but really the only people that ever come down here are people that are staying here, because there's very minimal opportunity. There's public beach accesses, but it's more for these people that can walk to them. There's really no parking except for a few spaces down here. If they purchase this piece and add 100 spaces like they're talking about doing, the car flow traffic through this tight little area is drastically going to change, okay? So listen, here's what I'm saying. I'm all for adding new beach access wherever I can. And I know there's a lot of fits from, like, this. This is East Pass Towers right here. They're right here adjacent to it. All this little row of condominiums and everything. Look, I'm all for it. I'm all for adding beach, and I'm all for giving more people access to this that can't get there by boat. But here's my question. I don't think this road can take 100 more cars during the peak summertime. I can't even, you can barely even turn around down here. It's so tight. So it's going to be interesting. Like, it's one of those things where, like, man, that's a lot of money. It'd be high impact for the beach. And I'm digging into this more. Like, I'm just catching up on a lot of this stuff going on with it. But it's going to be a major player, especially if you're down in Destin. If you've got a property down on Holiday Isle, I am sure you're aware and watching this closely, because that area is always going to be super attractive. And I'm not saying it's going to deter your value, but in the summertime, it's going to be a game changer for how busy that road is. That's a fact. Okay. So I'm watching it. I'm going to keep you guys updated, but it's so important that I'm probably going to do a standalone video or keep mixing it in because it's probably as much of a landmark purchase by a state government to provide that kind of access of anything that I've seen. $84 million, that's real money, folks, right? Man, we're selling $41 million houses in Paradise out by the Sea. So we're getting close everywhere. But anyway, that's big news. So listen, we're kicking the new year off strong. We are very busy. But listen, there's options out there for buyers. And we're kind of like what I'm telling sellers is stand out for the right reasons. Have your price right. Have your house looking good. All right. Listen, back out there, busy week. Appreciate all of you. If I haven't heard from you, let me know. And if there's anything else we can do for you in the meantime, let me know. Talk to you soon. Have an awesome week.